You're a C-suite executive or a leader or a manager or a director or even a founder. One of the key aspects is when it very depends on your success is about how your team manage the projects. Because a project is one of the key aspects which your teams work on every day to make your company making progress. So now, how you can measure the progress and it's largely depend on your project management skill of your team. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 key aspects which you can really practice in your team and you can train the team. These are the 6 things to your team. So your team and yourself can be a great project manager, and so that will ensure your companies and your team is moving forward for bigger success. So let's get started. Number 1, the measure the lead behavior. What is the lead behavior? So in terms of the lead behavior means, I want to give you an example for you to easy to understand. Like an example, if you go to the gym and let's say you wanted to lose 5 kilos, so that is the result you're looking for. So when you go to the gym and if you do 100 or even 500 push-ups, in the day when you come back, you will not lose any weight, and probably even you will not get in for 7 days, will not be a noticeable reduction of your body weight. So what is this? So this is called the lag effect, which is going to be number 2, but I'm going to tell you a little bit. But when you wanted to go to the gym and lose weight, number 1 thing your behavior is about going to the gym every day, and you have to have a specific KPI. Let's say you started on the first week, you want to do 20 push-ups, and after 1 week later, you figure out that you have lost 1 kilo and you are not satisfied. You want to lose more 2 kilo in the next week. So what you need to do, you need to increase the frequency to 20 to maybe 40 push-ups. And you also need to increase another lead option is about your dieting and your sleeping habits. And you need to work on that one as well too. And those are like all lead behavior. The same, when you do a project management in your particular projects, let's say you set up a project to increase your company revenue 30% compared to what it was in last quarter. And that's your projects. So now you need to identify what are the key behavior, how many phone calls, how many emails, how many sales executives, and how many meetings you're getting into it. So now if you define these 4, these are like key lead behavior. And if you see that how many, if it's 20 emails is not converting to 10 meetings, which you are looking into it, so that means you need to increase your emails. And that's the way you can track your all lead behaviors daily and weekly, and you can adjust your goals for the next week of this lead behavior, which will drive you to your big project success, which you wanted to go, which is 30% increase of your sales behavior. So that's the thing you need to practice and identify the right lead behavior in your team and really need to focus to improve them. So that's the tip number 1. Number 2 is understand the lead lag result, which I just mentioned about it like a few minutes ago, which is related to number 1. If you go to the gym and if you go even gym for 7 days and if you're doing 10 push-ups every day, first week later, you will not see any noticeable reduction of your body weight. So that means there is a lag in the result. So the same, when you're kicking off your particular projects, your teams are new. You probably even don't know have all the people into the team. You probably don't have the right engagement of your teams as well too. So that is why the lag result you need to understand about. And that's the moment you need to bring the right people into a team and make sure that one of the key deliverables have been done. Your framework should be already there to identify and measure your lead behavior. And if you set it up in the right way, after 1 week, 2 weeks later, you start to see a lag result of your progress of your team. So be patient on that perspective. Number 3, improvise and influence your project. So this is one of the big mistakes most of the companies and leaders does or manager does. They say, okay, we have this problem, let's kick off these projects, and you kick off the projects and you assign to a project manager and then basically hands off, say, hey, you are the project manager, you are absolutely responsible for that. And that's why the biggest mistake does, because project manager is also another human and they will not be just run like a robot. And you don't hire a robot in your companies and you don't want to hire a robot too. You are hired a project manager who is a human. So one of the key things you need to do is about regularly and daily motivate your project manager and the project team members too. You could find a way to motivate your project manager, and then you have to find a way to motivate your team members too as well. So a few things you could do. You can see their progress report, daily, weekly project reports, and celebrate the different kind of progress of the teams. What are the things they have been failed, and give them feedback so they can learn. So this is the thing you need to influence. Giving feedback, positive and negative, you're influencing the team. and you can give in different reward for their small success to actually influencing their and increasing their motivation level to carry on the project as well too. And sometimes not just having feedback, but even if you proactively jump to the project and remove some roadblocks which they're facing right now or going to face in the futures, and that will help them to that motivation of influencing the project forward to a big success as well too. Number 4, continuously identify the lead behavior. Like an example, if you're doing a project which is 6 months, first month what is there, the lead behavior was there, and the second month the lead behavior will not be the same. It will change probably based on the characteristic and the complexity and turnover rates, many other situations you have in your company. So you cannot just identify the lead behavior in the first month and you will not be just doing it in the second month. So you will, if you stick out like a 10 lead behavior in the first month, and if you wanted to drive the only 10 until 6 months until your project finish, you probably have a trouble to actually succeed in your projects too, because lead behavior will change and the leads you need to onboard, you need to change as well too, because first month, second month may be the same, but when project more progress ahead, they will start to get new kind of challenges and new kind of complexities too, and which you need to adjust your lead as well too. And if you do proactively identify those leads in the new phases of the projects, you'll become very, very successful too. And as a leader, always influence the project manager and project team member to continuously identify and review those leads. And of course, always identify and measure this lead behavior as well too. Number 6.
Wait a minute.
Then you will see the results. So that means you need to see the different project, how it's going on, what are the key lead behaviors, how it's been identified, getting a weekly project report or bi-weekly project report, and celebrate the success with them too, and tell them that what they have achieved, what they're going to do in the next month as well or next week as well too, and let them identify their key goals. And this way the team will be seeing that what they have achieved, so they are happy about it, and what are the next week challenge they're moving for, so they will be giving their best shot, best punches to get this goal achieved as well too. But here is the point. When you are a leader, when you're looking at the project team, giving you their last 1 week and the next week goal, you cannot just listen and just saying yes to everything. You have to contribute something on the weekly goals, which they're trying to do. Give them some feedback, give them some tools, give them some guidelines, give them some resources, connect them to some other aspects of the team so they can get that support and facilitation so they can get that goal done in the next week. Because as a leader, you want them to be successful in the next week as well too. You don't want them to fall into more harder time and fall back, because at the end of the day, these are all projects are for your company, for your team, to make your company more successful. So these are the 6 key tactical tips for you to use in your team to make your project teams become more successful. If you have any particular challenge you're facing, or you wanted to have your team be more proactive and more success oriented, if the challenge you're facing, go ahead and comment below. Pro Academy team definitely going to give you an advice and help you to give you more support to make your team more successful. And if you're professionals, you want to become a better project manager, if you have any particular question, go ahead and comment below. Our team definitely advise you to help you become successful. And here we go. Your team's project need to be successful, because your project becoming successful means your team, your company is becoming successful. So let's do a great project management. Use these 6 tools for your team and become more successful as a company. All the best.